Welcome to the Okereke scene. This is episode 3. And as I promised, from time to time, we would have foreigners and people speaking English because, it's not only Bulgarians in Bulgaria. There are plenty of foreigners that do a lot of things culturally, and also they do a lot of arts, and their voice is not heard. So I'm pleased to welcome Steven Achikor, my dear friend, who was a part of Bulgarian X Factor in 2015, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
And he was one of the finalists. He later on joined Virginia Records.
Exactly.
And then later on, he became an independent artist in Bulgaria. And I want to welcome you. Hi, man.
Thank you so much. How are you doing?
Thank you for what? It's my pleasure.
Yeah, it's been nice to be here anyway.
I'm fine. I'm a bit anxious, but not because you make me anxious, just the whole...
Yeah, I got it.
A lot of things going on.
With time, you start opening up,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. So how is life and in general?
I have to ask you, how is life in general?
Well, life is not fair and life is good. It depends on the way you see it. It depends on your aspect of life. But life is a big thing that not everybody can understand. It's a university that you can't graduate from. We keep learning every day.
I like that. That's an awesome opening. I don't know what to say after that.
Yeah, it is, because sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you learn. But I see that every no sometimes is a sign that God is telling you that this is not for you. So, but most people don't see that way. Everybody has their own different perspective of seeing things. So, like I said, life is a big university you can't graduate from. We keep learning until we leave this world.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
How many sisters, brothers do you have?
I kept asking questions every time. But the thing is that I came from a very large family. Back in those days when we grew up, in those days we have a huge family, like more of the polygamy family back home. This is the kind of African kind of roots thing.
He's from Nigeria, by the way. My dad is also from Nigeria, so...
I'm a Nigerian. I was born, I'm still Nigerian. So,
yeah.
This is the kind of life that our fathers were living before. They have few wives and all that. So kids were is a sign of wealth. When you have a lot of kids, that, this man is rich and whatever.
Legacy.
Yes, it's a kind of legacy, because at the end of the day, for you to have a lot of kids, you are able to take care of them. So in my country, if you can have as many wives as you can. But because of religion and Christianity is another thing that I've, embedded in the society. So people tend to, more like living more on a single woman, one wife. Well, I'm not against it. I'm a Christian. I also believe in that, one wife. But you never can tell, like I said, life can push you to anywhere you could do things you don't want to do. But as long as you can take care of somebody, then you're fine to go. Meanwhile, my family is 10 from a single mother and a single father. So I wasn't born into the crazy, many polygamy, My dad is very strict, tough man, very tough man. But some of the things I learned from him is one of the methods I'm using today that's helping me also to stand out in my own way of life. And I have 8 brothers and 2 sisters. I am the last of my...
Youngest.
The youngest.
Huh.
And the rest are all grown-up families and all that stuff. It's a huge family now. So,
well, maybe our listeners do not know, but in Nigeria and maybe in the whole African continent, music and art is a part of the culture of how people live. But how did you start being interested in singing, in being on stage? Like, how did you develop to be the person that you are today?
Great. It's a very long story, but I'll try and make it short. In Nigeria, talent is a way that not everybody does. It's a gift. That's why it's called talent. It depends for you to see what your talent is and develop it. For me, while growing up, I understand something in my home family, like in terms of football and singing. This word originally is a kind of God gift in my home. All you need to do is just to find somewhere, find a group, and put yourself in and you see yourself succeeding. Why I started music, I was playing football. I originally want to be a football player, and I was extremely good at it. Not a joke. I was extremely good at it. I'm playing like this Ronaldinho, I'm laughing. When I'm playing football, then I was very young, skinny I was playing football. I don't eat. I leave home and I go and play football from morning till in the evening. When I come back, I get my ass whooped. Yeah, it is a natural thing.
Natural thing in Nigeria.
They need to find you at home. They don't see you. Where have you been? You have to explain. And they don't need your explanation. You have to get whipped for that. But anyways, a child will still be a child and disobey at the point. So I grew up in a home, in a family, in a Christian home, where my mother used to sing. My mother, she sings. My mother is a soprano singer, literally. Yeah. But she doesn't even know that,
Yeah, it's a natural thing in Nigeria.
It's a natural thing. You really don't know. You do the thing because you love it and you just keep doing it. But it was now this generation that people see these things that, this is a talent, and they start going ahead. Some people do have this. They still don't care because education were part of the thing that the society put in everybody, like, you have to be this, you have to be that, you have to be doctor, you have to be this. And if they see you're an artist or you're a footballer, people take you as somebody that's not serious. And this was the narrative that we have while we're growing up. It has changed now because now the same things that people think that these were the things, you can't be doing all these things because you don't have a future. Now, these are the things that people do and people look onto.
And because of Burner, because of CK.
Yeah, exactly. But it started long time ago, even before the Burner were even born. It has been existing. People laid up this line. People lay up this I would say process that now people are benefiting from. I went through these things without even knowing it. But then I had some issues then on my legs because I had a very big problem on my knee. And yes, I was very young then. And at the end of the day, I went to a hospital, back and forth, just to cut the short. And they were about to operate my legs, like to cut off my legs. I'm not joking. This was the thing that happened to me many years ago. And I could literally see my legs, and they told me, they said, if I stayed one more day, they come to the hospital, they come for admission, they would have cut off my leg because my leg was generating pus. Yes, I played football at a point, and it's a long story. But at the end of the day, everything happened the way it's supposed to be. And they told me, you have to stop football. This was the most difficult thing in my life.
To stop life. How?
I have grew up to understand. And I'm like, how do I? This is what makes me happy. And because God is always good, he gives as many as he can. Then I now understand that music is also part of the gene. Then I started going to the choir, singing. I don't even know. I'm just singing. I'm happy, And they tell me, music is, I didn't even know that I could sing. I didn't even know the name like soprano, tenor, all these names that they say now in music. I don't really know. I just go there, go to the choir because then I sing. And they tell me like, you know this. I'm like, is this the name you call this? Is this dynamics or this? I'm like, I know these things. I don't even know. And this is how I started developing.
You mean the church choir?
Yeah, the church choir. This is why
because many people do not know. Like, they do not know that in Nigeria, you go to church at least once a week. Like every Sunday, every Wednesday, every...
I go from Monday to Sunday. I'm jobless. What do you expect me to do? I got no job, nothing else. My parents were still feeding me. So So I go to church, I go to choir, I sing, and I found myself doing things. Even people that were in the choir before me, some of them were like, this guy just came and he doesn't even know nothing and he's doing this. I'm like, look, don't blame me. It's a gift. It's a natural thing. And this is where it all started. Musically, most of the artists in the world today, not 100%, but almost 90 or 95 or 99% came out from the church. And this way the place that people develop this method of music in terms of singing, in terms of a lot of things. Then before you start going outside and, doing whatever, the only thing that most people went out because in the church, people don't encourage music. They love it. Just like in Bulgaria now. They love music. They like music, but they don't want to pay for it. You see it?
I do.
And these are the things that is killing the art. Because as an artist, you need money to survive. You need money to pay your bills. And if somebody comes to you and said, okay, yes, I know you can sing, you can entertain. Okay, I'll give you 100 leva just to make parties. And this 100 leva cannot pay his bills.
At least back then, when you were a kid, right?
Back then it was a lot of money. Like for me, back then it was like, there was nothing like money. I was just doing it for the love and the love of God. Because it was a gift. Then I started singing in church and I see myself that even people were elevated. People were inspired. For my ignorance, I'm ignorant about it. But after then, people come to me and said, "Oh, when you sing, this is what happened to me. When you sing," I'm like, "Oh." And it was then I started seeing that, wow, maybe you never know. So I keep pursuing it. And today...
While studying, of course.
While studying.
Very hard.
Because, of course.
In Nigeria, there's no other way.
There's no other way. And the educational system also is a crazy thing. Not like here in Bulgaria. It's totally different thing.
Yeah, but many people think, like, they think to themselves, like, they think about Nigeria, they think about Africa, they think they don't have phones, they don't have buildings, they don't have skyscrapers, they do not know what internet is, they live in huts.
Yeah, the reason is because of the narratives that the Western have portrayed to the world. And it's not true. We have infrastructures, we have a lot of big things that they don't even know. And the problem is that when they come to Africa, when they come to these places, they go to the very poorest neighborhood, that slum that people actually are really suffering.
With the poor kids.
And they make videos. It's just like here in Bulgaria. I've lived here in Bulgaria. I've been to so many places. I've been to the most poorest villages in Bulgaria here. And I see people suffering. But the media don't say that. They go to the other bigger part and say it. These are the narratives that, they say it's politically anyway. But I don't want to start thinking about being politics. It's true.
Politics is part of life now. But
the thing is that they made it feel like people there are suffering or people are there. No. We have a lot of things going on there. I have a lot of infrastructures. There are a lot of things going on. But it's just that there are a lot of people. A lot of people. And it's different. The community, the society, the way people relate to each other is different rather than here in Bulgaria. So music, let me go back again to the main purpose. So music is something I grew up with, and I came to understand that it is also a passion and it's also a gift from God. Then I use it. And today, look, I never planned that I'm going to be an artist. It was never in my plan. But the more you grow up in life, you understand that sometimes the things you plan don't work.
So wait, did you make your first money from music in Nigeria or in Bulgaria?
Honestly speaking, music in Nigeria was just something you do for fun, and they never paid you nothing.
Never. Not even once.
In church, no. Except you become a national entity, like when they play your song everywhere in the country, like a gospel artist. So they can invite you and they can pay you some money. We have some gospel artists. Of course, they earn money. But you have to be on that same level before you can earn anything. But if you don't, I'm sorry, you'll be in a group in a choir singing all your life out. I have done a lot of music. I've sang a lot of songs, giving my heart, my sweat, my blood. I never get a dime. But I wasn't thinking about the money. Because one of the things I understand is that money, I never put money first in anything I'm doing. This is what kills many people, many artists, many individuals. Money is good, but the idea of working and making people happy, in return, you can get money. So this is where the idea, like, I first get my money when I started singing in Bulgaria. Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Okay, we're not there yet, so.
When did you decide to leave? You were like, for sure there was one moment in your life of course, I'm not talking about Nigeria, politically speaking. Of course, there are many reasons that one person decides to leave his country, of course, looking for a better world or better future for himself.
Yeah.
But when was the point in your life where you were like, okay, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to leave?
Very good question. I remember the very day. I couldn't forget. It's still fresh in my memories. The day I decided is that, like I said, I grew up in a bigger family. My brother, everybody's at home. So I see everybody. I see the characters is everybody. I'm like, I want to go far from home. That was the idea. Not because I said I want to go far away from home. I want to learn something different for the things that I know. That was where the idea came out from. I didn't try to leave because I want to be or somebody else. No. I left because first, I want to learn something far from home. I want to see the other part of the world. Let me see the way they treat people, how they behave, their culture, and all that stuff. And I want to be different. It was never in my idea to do anything, work, whatever, just to travel. And my plan was to study because I found out that when you go and study other cultures and other, you are more informed and you have more experience. So this is what the idea is. So I started making plans. I literally wanted to go to America. That was my plan. Bulgaria was not in the list of my plan. I'm being honest. It was never my plan. But the plan is that I eagerly wanted to leave. So I spoke to a couple of friends, and then one friend to another. At the end of the day, I found a guy. He was like, he lives here in Bulgaria. I said, where's Bulgaria? Nigeria don't know about Bulgaria.
Of course. I know.
Excuse me. They don't know. They only know about America, Canada, other bigger, countries. So I'm like, I don't really give a shit. I just want to get the hell out of this place. And that was the idea that I have. And I moved in here.
What about your mom and dad? Like, how did you sit down with them and tell them, Dad, Mom, I want to leave? Like, this is the
thing is that my dad died before I left.
Okay.
And the thing is that whatever decision you say, they don't really give a shit. Just be who you want to be. Don't be dependent. So.
But wait, do you think that if you were a girl, they would have thought differently or raised you up differently?
No, I was raised the right way. I was. And the way I'm living today is part of the things I've learned from my parents. I learned that once it's 10 o'clock in the night, you should be home. What are you doing out late at night? You see, it's different. Now, I'm just here in this culture because you see young person, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., is out.
Yeah.
In where I come from, you can't try that. First, the society, the nightlife is not as calm as here. Because here you can have camera, security, and other stuff. There, no, you can't. So once it's about, excuse me, once it's about some particular time, my dad made the street rules. Before it was 9, then as you are growing up, 10. And if you disobey those laws, you sleep outside. Huh. These were rules. A rules is a rule. You don't have to like it.
Excuse me. I know because I understand because I'm partly Nigerian. I will not say partly, I'm Nigerian.
Exactly.
But many people that are listening to this, even Bulgarians, they'll be like, this is too harsh.
No, it's not harsh.
But this is the culture, guys.
It's a culture, but at the same time, in the beginning, you complain. It's not good. But in later on, when you grow up, you now begin to understand that it was actually the right thing. They said in the Bible that train up a child in the way he should grow. And when she's old or he or she's old, he will not depart from it. And everything starts from the beginning. Childhood. I've seen kids here, they speak to their parents without any regards. They yell at their parents.
Do you know that's a new thing? It didn't used to be like this. Bulgaria was very similar to Nigeria in a lot of ways. Yeah. Like you could never talk to an elder with disrespect, with insults. I don't know. Democracy happened.
Democracy.
The kind of democracy that we have
democracy. They used to see that as a demonstration of crazy people. That's what's called democracy.
Democracy. Demo from Fela.
Yes, from Fela, I know. Yes. Demonstration of Chris. So anyway, so this is where the culture started. This is why my idea. My father's, if you come late, you stay outside. Rules. He will tell you, if you leave in my home, he'll tell you, if you leave in my home, you obey my rules. If you're a man or you're a woman, you can't follow my instructions. You can easily rent your apartment and you leave alone. I'm not going to question you. You see it? It's different. It's not a way also, but there's a certain age you can come up to once you're 18 and above.
So you were 18 when you decided to leave?
No, I wasn't 18. I can't remember how many years ago, but honestly,
16, 17, maybe about
honestly,
that age.
I really don't, I'm being honest, I really don't know. But there comes a time I just thought, I see things. I've been saying it while I was even younger, like, I want to go far from home. It's not because I decided at a particular year.
Okay.
I've been saying these words while I was pretty young, as far as I could remember. My sister that were taking care of me, they told me, said, even when you were young, you were saying that you want to go far from home. You want to go to the West. It's true. And I said it. And today, I find myself where I am because of the things I say.
Wait, so how did you, because back then I imagine there was no internet, there was no, like social media was not what it was, what it is right now. No. So basically, how did you knew nothing about Bulgaria, so somebody mentioned Bulgaria, and how did you?
No, I knew nothing about Bulgaria. The thing is that I really wanted to leave. I just wanted to go. Whatever, you know.
So you just left your visa?
Yes, I wanted to go to America, but the process and the money, it was extremely too much for me to apply for study. I'm like, okay, since the American, I can't sit because if I stay here, I might do something, whatever I don't want to do. So a guy came and I spoke to the guy. I was like, okay, I have this, I have that. Then I took the chances and I came to Bulgaria. I have to be honest. First time I come to Bulgaria, oh my God. Well, I'm sorry, Bulgarians, it's not something bad. When I saw, I'm like, wow. It's the same thing. It's as old as my Nigerian. It's the same thing. I see people begging on the street. I was scared. I didn't know nothing, no language. I was like, God. The only thing I knew was just dobre, mnogo dobre. I'm like, even when I was in X Factor, that was the word I would say. Anything I said, mnogo dobre.
Wait. No. We're not skipping this part. This part is like very essential. So you arrived here. Did you stay in Sofia or another city?
Yeah, I arrived in Sofia, and the friend that was supposed to accept me, we had a little misunderstanding because I understood that he was cheating me and taking money from me, lying.
So Nigerian.
Yeah. I understood. And I told myself, I've not even met you. And you are doing this. What if I meet you? What else would have happened? So I understood that because he lied to me that he's going to get me from the airport. I should pay how much it was about. Probably like 200 euro. 200, 300 euro. That was then. He told me. I never knew. So I spoke to a friend who were coming together from Nigeria. He was also coming here. We met at the embassy. It was like, then this guy he already had an idea about, he has traveled, he used to live in Georgia. So he was the one that informed me that, look, this is not true. So he told me and I was like, wow. Then I now understand that this guy actually wasn't fair to me. He was lying. And I told myself, if he's lying to me, that means what's the essence of me coming? So when I came to Sofia, I didn't meet him. I never saw him. I'm being honest. I never saw him. Never. This was somebody that he helped. We did everything and I came.
You just knew him by name?
I just knew him by name, by internet and stuff. I never met him physically. So when I came, I went to Varna. I just went with a friend of mine and I went straight to Varna. I lived in Varna.
How was that? Varna is very specific because during the winter, during the summer, it's very cool.
Yeah, because of
fun,
university.
Yes, happy. And also, the weather is good. People are coming there, a lot of foreigners, lots of tourists.
Yeah.
But during the winter, God.
No. It's it's a place of no return in there. It's a place that people don't live in the winter. When I got there, I told the school that, look, my school was supposed to be in Sofia. But because of what happened, I want to change university. So they're okay. So they accepted. I gave them all the documents that they needed and I registered in Varna. And the guy who was supposed to receive me here in Sofia understood that, okay, maybe this guy is smart. So he never contacted me. It just stayed like that. And everybody moved on that way. So after 6 months, 7 months, I was still talking with him on the phone. Then he moved to America.
Huh.
After 6 months, probably. So I stayed in Varna. After I stayed in Varna, then that is when I really met life, in a different way. When you're starting up again as a foreigner, it's difficult. You don't know the language, you don't know nothing. And I'm a student, I'm taking care of myself. It was an experience I won't forget in my life. We're living in, I think about 2 rooms with 3 guys, me and 2 other guys, And I wanted to play football again.
Not again.
And my roommate, that guy, he wants to play football. He said he literally wants to be a footballer. I'm like, okay, if I choose now to be a footballer like him, there will be competition. And I'm this kind of person, I don't like to compete with anybody. I don't like it. So I told myself, okay, I'll leave it. Music is something I'm good at anyway. So
wait, but what was the hardest thing for you when you got here? At least during the first month.
Yeah, the hardest thing is that first it was the language, and the people. Well, let me be
honest.
Let me be diplomatic, because I still live here. I love my life anyway, And the thing is, I have to be diplomatic about what I'm going to say. I won't say that they are bad. I won't say they are very good. But I will say that in every situation in life, you have to go through yourself, even if the society is good or bad. In America, people are living on the street. Some of them cannot speak. It depends. It happens anywhere in the world. The most difficult part for me was, first, the language and acceptance. This is the most difficult part. Because first, people looking at you is already a no. Men looking at you because you are from different region is a no. And they think because you are from Africa, you are from the jungle, and what are you doing here? They ask you, because they understand that here there's no work. People also are trying to survive, trying to earn a living, and you are coming to share their stuff with them. You're crazy. You understand? So these were the things. So the only thing that could bring you out is that you are extremely good at what you do. This is why I always tell people that, look, if you want to do something, be extremely good at that thing that you do, so that they cannot avoid you. So they will have to need you, even if they choose not to. But they find out that you are very important in that thing. They don't have a choice. They say, okay, take. So be extremely good at what you do. Forget about the money. This is why I don't put money. Just be good at that thing you do. One day, you find yourself in somewhere else bigger than what you expected.
I can imagine. I can be empathetic. I can try to put myself in people's shoes, foreigners, but I cannot imagine being Nigerian or any kind of African or having any kind of color on your skin.
Yeah.
And just arriving in an ex-communist country as small as Bulgaria. Because people, I know very good people, but as well, people are very conservative here in their own ways.
Yeah, this is Bulgarian. It's their history.
So when they
Bulgarians are
see
conservative.
black people, they think, oh, maybe they're the black people that we see from the movies. And we have nothing to do with black people that they see on, even me, I'm mixed, I'm half Bulgarian. But people are like, how, like.
They still see you as black.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It is not, look, like I said, before, in the very beginning, I was like, but I came to understand it is their history. It's not because they hate you. No. Like I said, history has a very important role that they play in a society. And history also have a way of repeating itself. So it is not your fault. It is not anybody's fault. During the era of the Berlin Conference, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Let me go back to history.
Yeah.
Bulgaria were not among the people who were making to colonize Africa.
Yeah.
So
but they themselves were colonized in a way.
They were colonized, but at the point, they were like, I think back in those days, they were like the thugs in the Balkan region,
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the history, because I've lived long enough to understand the history of Bulgaria. So they were not among, so this is why they have few understanding about African people. So in other part of the Western world, they do, because they came there, they did a lot of things and understand some of their similarities. So even if they moved, that's why even if you go to France, if you go to Belgium, you see more black people. They don't see them more like strange. Like here, if you're black, you're walking with a girl, if she's Bulgarian or whatever color she is, if the person is not black. It's a thing. People, you are very noticeable.
Yeah.
People stare, and they keep staring at you, and you know that it's...
And we have to mention the fact that for girls, it's way easier than guys.
Oh, guys is the most...
I mean, in terms of having color.
Oh, yeah.
It's like girls, I'm not saying that... I mean, it has its challenges. I mean, people would want to sleep with you more than the ordinary, I would say. You're sexualized, I would say, more. But guys, I feel like a lot of foreigners that are guys, that are African looking, I mean, they go through a lot. Yeah,
I will say this. Well, let me be very direct this time. Just a little bit.
Go for it.
Please don't hold me accountable.
No,
what I
I'm
say.
not.
Now, I understand that most of the black guys here, and they're using them for sex.
The guys?
Yes. I don't want to be specific.
No, don't be specific. But this itself is...
Yeah, let me use here as a geographical region.
Yeah.
In Bulgaria here, most of the black men here, the women use them for sex, pretending that is love, that they love them. No, they're just using them for sex. Because they think every Bulgarian women had this notation of mind that black man has a big dick.
Yeah.
He's very strong. Or, they assume, as most of them that actually tend to try, they actually see that, oh, it's true. But it's not 100%. 99%, okay, true.
Good enough.
Good enough. But 1%, okay, not good enough. But most of them use them for sex, pretending that it is love. But meanwhile, it is not. After they are through, they are tired, they're okay, I had a child. So this is it. So as a black guy over there, my advice for you is that know who you are, know what you want, and don't settle for less. Okay, so let's go back to Varna. Definitely. You just arrived, you spent some time in Bulgaria, you got to know a bit about the culture. So you got to know the culture, the Bulgarian culture. Yeah. How did X Factor happen? Like, when did you decide? X Factor happened as my escape plan. I'm being honest. Because when I came, I wanted to do something. I needed to earn something. I needed to do something. So I spoke to a friend. Look, I want to do something. I can't be idle. He said, you want to do something? I said, yeah. School is there, fine, I'm studying. I didn't come here to work anyway. I came to study. But in order to study, I need to also to take care of myself. I'm old enough to take care of myself. I can't be allowing my parents, family, to be sending me money because even with the conversion rate, it's high. So then I went with a friend and I asked him, I said, I know, let me put it this way. There was a day I went to the center in Varna. I was sad. I'm like, God, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. So let me make it clear. I believe in God. And till the day I die, I'll leave it that way. So I was praying. I said, God, please help me. I need help. Anything. So I went to the center. I went to withdraw the last money I have in the account. I was crying. It was about 50-something level that the last money I have in my account. I was crying. Not crying like people are seeing me tears. I was bleeding in my heart because I have no other things. Where else to survive? And in my heart, I'm like, God, what am I going to do? I'm in a strange place, strange land. I don't even know shit. Sorry, my language.
No.
Yeah, I don't even understand a damn word. What am I going to do? And while saying those things, something spoke into my heart. It's like, just take a walk in the center. Okay. So I walk into the center. I saw one guy. He's a black guy from one Gambia or Zimbabwe. I can't remember his name, but I know his face. I saw the guy. I said, hey, what's up? And I passed. He said, why did you say hello? I was like, you're even darker than me. I said hello. You are noticeable, and you are from my same region. We're brothers. I was like, yeah, but people don't say, most black guys don't say nothing to him. They just pretend they didn't see him. I said, well, sorry, I'm different. I really don't give a shit. He said, cool. And I said, sorry to bother you, but I really want to do something. He said, something. I said, yeah. I said, I'm desperate for anything. I could do anything. Anything. I said I could even sell drugs. What I'm telling you is, I'm bringing myself back in those times, the things that I had in my head. I said, even if it's to do anything to survive, drugs, whatever, I'm going to do it. There's a limit to every human being that can be pushed. You have the instinct of survivor has to come in. And when that instinct of survivor comes in, you don't care about anything that happens. You just want to put food on your table and survive. Survivor. So I told the guy that, I was like, no, come on, you can. And he asked me one question I will never forget. He said, what can you do? What can you do? I said, what can I do? He said, yes. I said, well, I can play football, but I can't because I don't want.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But I can sing. Oh, you can sing? Really? I said, yeah, I can sing. And he said, okay. So we exchanged phone numbers and all that. I said, call me. Really? So he said, yeah, he's going to call me. So I went home. And a few days later, he called me. He said, come. I spoke to one guy in the seaside. They had a band, I told them about you. They were like, okay, let's see you. Okay. So he told me the dates. I said, okay, cool. So I went. I got there. So the Bulgarian guys in the sea, in the Black Sea, that were had in the band. They were like, okay, what can you do? They were very reluctant. Mm-hmm. They've never heard me. They were like, okay, you just
do your thing.
Just do your thing. They were like playing. Said, you know any song? I said, I only know gospel, whatever. I am from church. That's the only thing I know. I know gospel songs, but in terms of other kind of, I don't. Pop, I don't. He said, okay. So I sang one song. So the guy was playing. Immediately I opened my mouth and started singing. He looked at me. And understand that kind of look. Surprised. Like, what? So deep? What? And I kept going. It was like, then after I finished, he was like, do you know more? I was like, no, I don't. He said, please, learn more. I said, do you have any reference song? He told me some few songs to learn. I said, okay, they're having a gig in a few days' time. I should come. Then we'll do it together. I was like, oh, yeah. So I went. Then we made a rehearsals. Just once. Then we did a gig in Varna. I will never forget that time. Never. Then I was singing. People came. Even while we're doing the sound check, people started vibing. People were sitting there enjoying themselves. They were like, just sound check. The guy was like, man, you are something else. I said, well, a gift is a gift. That is what it does. It brings this aura.
Up until this moment, did you think that you had a talent? Of course, you knew that you can sing. That one is obvious. But did you know that it's not only about you singing. It's that the fact that you can actually sing, like you have the talent to do it.
Yeah, I understand that I do have the talent to sing. But another thing is this. It's about singers, artists. You guys you understand very well. Most artists are proud people. Yes, singers, they are very proud people. They know what I'm saying. I'm a singer too, so let's cut that crap. So, but the most painful and things I don't like about artists is that most of them are very proud people. Proud. And they feel that. So I allowed myself not to be in that category. I know I can sing, but I understand that it is not just because of my voice. I understand who I am first. I understand that it's the Spirit of God inside of me. That when I open my mouth to sing, I don't have the best voice. Quote me, my voice is not as pretty as, oh, your voice is an angel. No. But I understand the spiritual aspect of it, that it is not my voice. It is the Spirit inside of me, which is the Spirit of God. No matter what I do, no matter what I sing, this is what he uses to draw people closer to me. People will listen. People will get the message. Not because of me. So I understand this very well. So as a person, as a human being, you must understand who you are and what is inside of you. Not everybody knows this. Some of them learn it. Some of them learn to become this, so they don't understand. I didn't learn it. It was something that I started developing. I understood. But I also understand that it is not just because I can sing, my voice is good. No. There was a friend. There was a Bulgarian guy. He's my friend. His father invited us to his house. I won't call his name. He's one of my friends. He knows what I'm saying. We went to his home. We're singing. His father is a Bulgarian man. Both of them, He looked at me. He said, Steve. He said, it's not because you can sing. He said, there's something. When you're singing, I looked at this man. Nobody in this country has ever asked me that question. He said, there is something when you sing. He said, I know what he's talking about. And I looked at this man. And I said, yes, I know what you're talking about. But nobody ever knows this. Nobody. You are the first person, even till today, that have asked me that question. I said, that thing that you seek, that you're asking for, is the Spirit of God that is inside of me. And this man doesn't believe in God. Quote me. He's not a Christian. He doesn't believe in God. But for that man to ask me that question, it means he's a spiritual person. To have asked me that question. Then I looked at the man and I smiled. I was like, this man is not just a normal human being. Yes. So this is how it all started. So when I sing, it is the Spirit of God that comes inside and connects to people. It's the same thing when I sing gospel. When I open my mouth and I feel it. Sometimes I close my eyes. I'm like a bridge between human and the supernatural being, which is God. So when I come in, I just be in the middle. I connect both of them together. Then whatever thing happens is none of my business.
Yes. That's what it means to be an artist, basically. That's how I see it as well.
That's what it means, but not everyone understands that. It's deep.
So, X Factor.
Good.
How?
X Factor. In Varna, after everything, like I said, I was asking for Survivor, and I went with this guy. Then this guy see that I had a talent. He started taking me to so many places. He would take a gig from people. I'm the one that does the job. He will tell them, come with me. I'll go with him. He'll be playing this drum, When he run out of idea, he calls me, Steve, help me entertain, do one or two things to entertain people. I'm like, so I will do something. I'll start singing. No instrument, nothing. He will just be playing, Then I sing and people will start dancing. There was this city I went to, that Kavarna.
Kavarna,
yeah. Kavarna. So that night when I went to Kavarna to sing, we played. And when I finished, I think he gave me how much? It was about 40 level or whatever. Look.
My God.
Look, in life, there's a story. You understand? It's a process. If you don't go through these things, you will not become who you are.
I know, but still.
Like I said, it was never the money for me.
It doesn't matter. Still, the fact that somebody took from you, from your talent that was given from God, then used it for himself.
What did they do in record label?
And you need the money for food.
What did they do in record label? It's the same thing. It's just in a different, higher level standard. It is. Once you are not informed, and people are informed more than you, they use the advantage. Information is everything. They get the information and they find somebody else to do the job. And they find somebody that's ignorant. This is life. It's survival. I don't blame him. But for me, it was a journey. You understand? And after that night, that same night, the next day, they called me for X Factor to come.
But did you apply?
Yes, I did. I applied. They called me. I went there. I was wearing one. Yeah. Life. Anyway, I went there. So everybody, I'm the different person. I was like, they thought I came to the hotel to do one thing. So I was like, I'm here for the casting. I was like, casting?
What casting?
Casting. You want to? I said, yes, I'm okay. So all right. So they fill out the form and okay, come, let's go. So I got there. I met this man, Donnie. His name is Donnie. Very good man.
Yeah.
He was sitting behind the judges that were. I don't even know what to sing. I didn't prepare for anything. I don't know what to sing, nothing. So I got there and I said, okay, what do you sing? I said, I was indecisive thinking. I said, Killing Me Softly. That was the only, I don't even know the verse. I only know the chorus. You see how crazy the thing is? Because I don't know I only know gospel songs. They were like, okay, sing. I said, you have an instrumental? I said, I don't have an instrumental. So they have to find the internet and find one instrumental. It was then I understood that you can get instrumental from
the internet.
Online, yeah. You see, like, it's a process. What I'm saying is how many years ago? 8 years ago, So then he said, okay. I was like, in my heart, I'm like, God, if I go to the verse, I'm dead. Only the chorus I know. When they get to that chorus, they should just stop me. Or else if I get to the verse, I'll say bullshit. And I went. And he said, so they played. Down in my pain. So I started singing. As soon as I finished the first chorus, he said, stop. It's like, it was like a program. I'm like, so God, you do exist. I'm like, so he just said, stop. Then he said, we'll get back to you. That's what they tell everybody. They won't tell you yes, no, whatever, you win, no. They're like, okay, we'll get back to you, we'll let you know. In my mind, like, okay, fine. I've done this singing, whatever in Nigeria. It doesn't work. I did one time. Look, they know you can sing. Mm-hmm. They're looking for people who can sing. In order for them to groom them in a point, at the end of the day, everything is... So I told myself, I've been into this thing once. So, and another thing I learned is that words are cheap. People say things just because what you want to hear. And they tell you, you said, okay, and you hold on that word, I'm sorry, you get heartbroken. So I said, okay, fine. And I left my way. I never put my mind. That is me. Because by the time you put your mind, you don't expect, it's called expectation. And you don't get it, you get heartbroken, you get devastated, you get discouraged and angry.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. I learned to control my emotions. So I went my own way. And after some time, they called me. It was time for me to start a section for my university. Then they needed me to pay money. I didn't have the money. I'm like, you see, like I tell you, it's a process. And I got to that point. I'm like, what am I going to do? Go send me help. The same week that the university asked me to pay money, the same week they called me for X Factor to come. So I just told the university that X Factor is requesting for me. I have to go to Sofia. They said, go. They allowed me. They didn't. Look, this is why till today, I am very grateful for that university. Varna Free University. I will say it. Free. How did they say it? Svoboden Universitet v Varna. Tam je mnogo dobre. So, mnogo dobre. You know, I still say it, mnogo dobre. I love that word so much because it's good. That's what it means. So, then I went to X Factor. And with thousands of us in the room. And they said, everybody start singing. So they made a decision that, okay, form a group with 5 people. Anybody you see, form 5 group and make a song, make a duet, So everybody were doing something. So I found myself in one group. We're together, we're doing something. All of them were just singing. I didn't say nothing. I was just watching. So when they finished everything that they did, I said, okay, now look, listen. I didn't come here to fail. I'm stupid. They were looking at me. Like this guy just came and I told everybody what to do. Sing this, do this. We made the song. I said, if you listen to me, everybody's going to survive. I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Who is this person?
Who is this person? You just came and you think you are the... I said, no. I said, I came here to achieve something. But I don't want to achieve it alone because we're all tied together. And if one person mistakes, everybody goes. This is the rule. So, trust me. Let's just do this thing like this. If you do this way to work, and when you work, fine. So one of them was like, let's just listen to this guy. Let's do it. I went. Everybody were doing it. When we get to our turn, we did the song. Everybody were happy. So we finished, and I told them, I said, no, you see what I told you? They were like, yeah, you're very right. Then after then I said, okay, we'll stay in the hotel. So they put us in the hotel. I won't say the name of the hotel anyway. Well, it doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we lived in the hotel. No meal, nothing at that time because they needed to remove the shafts from the main ingredients. It's like that. Thousands of people. So they need to separate the ones that they need and the ones they don't need. So no food, nothing. I was eating banana a day. My roommate, because we're like 2 in the room, he looked at me one day and he said, Steve, when you become popular, don't forget me. And I looked at the guy. He's a Bulgarian guy till today. And I looked at him. I said, you crazy? He said, we live in the room. I've heard you sing. He said, when you become in this bigger light, don't forget about me. And I looked at him and I said, you're a crazy guy. I said, look, I'm eating banana. I didn't have money, nothing. Banana a day, 1, 2 banana a day. Nobody knows this. I was hungry as hell. Nobody knows. I'm praying. I said, God, let me survive this stage so that they can be giving me food to eat because that was what, if I go to Varna, I'm wanted in Varna already. If I go there, they would tear me apart. So keep me in this place for a while. Let me just be doing my thing. Don't worry, I will not die. And from there, we went to one stage and I passed the stage. Then I started giving us meal. Okay, fine. Do you know, I stayed in that hotel for about close to 6 months.
I remember. Actually, that's the time when I first met you.
Now you know exactly.
I remember.
Exactly.
Because I came. We never met. I just saw you on the internet.
Exactly.
I texted you. I found your Facebook. I was crazy back then. I was like, I like this person. I would like to just have the contact of the person.
Exactly.
Nothing else. I don't want to date this person. I just want to know the person. So I used to text people that I don't know, artists. I was not an artist back then. I was just like a baby girl trying to find her own way.
We met. That was you see the progress and story I'm telling. That was at that stage we met. And before then, many Bulgarians were writing me. because I was already seeing on the TV, people were writing me like girlfriends, wife were writing me. And I replied these people. And I'm like, are you really sure you are Steven Achikor? I said, yeah. He said, this is people in my country, once you are seen on the TV, they don't give a shit about you. They don't write, they don't care. I said, well, I'm different. But the only thing I try to maintain who I am. That was a standard I tried to keep. I didn't want it to be like everybody. I kept my modesty accessible. I'll go to the bus and I stay in the bus to get a bus. So people were like, these guys, if I go to the center, before I go to eat, like, where it's supposed to take me 15 minutes, it will take me 2 hours. Because everywhere I stop, people are stopping me, photos. But I never changed. I choose to remain who I am.
Let's go back to that day when you were choosing the...
Okay. The what?
Not the finalists, but people that were supposed to be a part of X Factor.
Okay, yeah. So let me go back.
You were hungry on bananas.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Priceless.
So after then, they now selected me to be among the next stage, because it's stage after stage after stage. So they selected me and I was like, okay, fine, I'm free from this stage. Then I've stopped it because the banana, I'm the one buying myself because I didn't have nothing. So from the 50 level, they paid me from the first gig I have in the seaside.
Cabanga.
No, it was in Varna. That first gig I had that I told you when I sang in the seaside where they liked me. So I remember they paid me, I think it was about 100 level. So I split the money into two. So the guy who gave me the contact, that introduced me to the band, I gave him 50 level. I split the money half. I'm not a greedy person. I'm like that. Because he was the one. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been in that place that I was. So I remember they paid me that money. It was about 100 level. No, is it that 100 level or 70 level? I was so happy. Because you know what it means to earn money?
From what you love doing. I do.
That was the first time in my life I earned something for what I am good at.
Yeah.
I was so happy. I'm like, So I gave the guy half of the money. Take 50, it was 100 level. So I gave him 50 level. I took 50 level. He was just there sitting, playing this conga drum. He wasn't doing nothing. I did all the job. So then let me forward back again to X Factor. So then after the show, then we were just staying in the hotel. Then we now start going to the studio, doing all those things. Then they gave us a ticket that we'll be eating every day. Like, yes, every day. But once you're out of the competition, bye.
But at least at that point, you're only eating bananas. So
No, I wasn't eating banana. Then they were giving us a billet, 30 level for the billet. It was in Rafi restaurant. All the X Factor candidates would go there to eat.
Okay.
So from that 30 level, I can't eat 30 level a day. It's too much for me. So I'll eat the one I can. Then I'll buy pizza. I'll take pizza. This macaroni pizza and this other pizza with shunka.
Lasagna.
Yes, with cheese, whatever. There's a lot of things. Then I'll walk in the street of Vitosha every day. I don't give people. I give people who are begging. Some of them come to me, yeah, dami pari. I say, yama pari. Take. They look at me like, what kind of human being is this?
Food.
I said, I can't give you money. Take food.
Yeah.
You are begging. Take, eat. I'm doing this every day. There were times I will not see anybody to give. I will take the same pizza to my hotel, give the receptionists that were there. I said, take, eat. Everybody was like, what kind of you guy is this person?
Giving food to random people.
I was doing it, but I'm not doing it because I needed something as a payback.
Yeah, I know.
Because it is just, I remember many years ago, the things I used to be, even before I moved in here. I understand that a hungry man, like they said, is an angry man. If you are hungry, you can't think. And I remember the stage when I was eating banana. I was hungry. So when I see somebody say I'm hungry, it's always a scar in my brain. I remember. Even if the person is my enemy. Because you are hungry, take food and eat. Not everybody, but I remember. So once anybody said I'm hungry, so don't come for me and say they're hungry every time, please. I'm not a, I was just doing that because, but also I read emotions. I'm an artist. I could see your heart. I could see your spirit. If I understand that this person needs it. Some people come to me sometimes and beg me something and I said no. Not because I can't give them, because it wasn't genuine in my spirit. And I know. So if somebody comes to me and said, I need this, I will just look at the person. I will know. And I'll say, take. You don't have to beg, fight for it. So this is what I was doing every time. And it was a way of reminding myself who I am. Now I have a lot of food. It doesn't mean that when I don't need it, I'll throw it away. No. Instead for me to throw the food away, I'll take the food, find somebody else that needed that food. I do the movement. I will find a gift. So every day I was doing this back and front. Even in the show, anybody I see, I call them chef, boss. They were like, Steve, what kind of human being are you? Everybody you see, even the lowest person working in the office, you tell the person. I said, yes, I'm a foreigner. When you people make decisions, I'm not there. It is from your decisions that keeps me here. So I don't know who's who. And they were like, man, this guy you are. I said, well, this is my life. So people were writing me. I don't know them. So when I have like 1 or 2 hours, I'll reply them. Say, hello, this. So this is how the X Factor, but actually X Factor gave me a kind of platform today, which I'm also using for my life. It's a standard internationally. Before I was singing, but now I became more and more professional in what I do because of X Factor. There were some things that they took out, but in the terms of standard of professionalism, I became extremely good at it. So this is what I'm actually using today.
I want to ask you, because you went through the whole process.
Yes, I did.
You signed with Virginia Records after X Factor.
Yes, after X Factor. Yeah.
And then after some time, you then decided to become an independent artist.
Well.
So for you, what would you say is the most important thing that you took from the signing with Virginia and then these are different phases of your career?
Well, let me be clear. I will not say anything about Virginia Records.
No, don't. Just as a phases in life.
Yes, as a phases.
Yeah.
Virginia Records, I did the first song in Virginia Records with Nevena Pekova.
Yeah.
Which was about 3.something million views. Also, it was one of the most biggest opportunity in my music career that I did. Virginia Records treated me very well. But it's just that when there comes a time that I see that there are a lot of things that I needed to do. And we did it in a very diplomatic way. Mm. And she was very nice to me. I never had problem with Virginia Records. Never. Never had any problem with him. So after X Factor, after the show ended, I had a contract with Virginia Record. So they put me and Nevena because it's a kind of, then I was with Nevena at that time.
It was a good combo.
It was a good combo. And also it's a good marketing scheme, which everybody were really, really interested. I was ready to play the role. But at a point, I don't like talking about people. But it's a podcast anyway. It's always a way of making it trick. But I'm still going to be very diplomatic.
Don't use names. Just
I'm
go
not
around it.
No,
without...
I'm not yet. The thing is, we live together. Me and her, we live together. We're very good. We still have a good relationship till now. There comes a time that she knows I can sing. She tells me she knows. But like I said, proud is one of
competition among
it's not a competition.
Artists,
she knows. Like I said, I don't compete with anybody. She knows that I'm a better singer. I'm not saying it because I am a better singer. I am not a better singer. She knows my strength when it comes to music. But the only thing that goes into her brain was after they had the video, we did the video. It was good video, good song, She became proud.
Okay.
That is what it all started from. Proud, like I said. It becomes something in her brain. Oh, it's my song. I'm like, you are featured. I said, hey, what's my business? We are working in the same company. So she became extremely proud and feels she's in control. And I told myself, since you're in control, enjoy being in control. Okay. I don't want none of that.
And you left.
And I said, but I'm willing to play with the rules. Publicly, I'm an actor. I can pretend we had crazy love. We had just to play because these were the things. But she wasn't smart enough. She didn't see it in a marketing scheme like the way I see it.
I understand what you say. In Nigeria, yes, I understand what you're saying.
You cannot play with, you cannot play. Emotions, I keep my emotions aside. Emotions and what you do are two different things. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to play with marketing. I can play with the rules, but emotional I can't. But like I said, the instigation started. Maybe she was being informed with, then people were talking a lot of things. I had a different name. People were saying a lot of, look, I have a name. People think. But one thing I understand is people will say anything they want to say about you. Most especially when you're a public figure. You don't live with me in the home. You don't know the kind of life I live. But because of somebody wake up in the morning and say something, you believe without asking another person questions. Like I said, bad news sells. So this was a narrative. Maybe she heard a lot of things. I'm like, look, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not good at fighting people. Defending myself, I don't have that time. If you want to tell me I'm this, I'll tell you, okay, enjoy yourself. Be good. Time will tell. Time will always tell. And after everything, that was what happened, we did. And I said, look, this is it. So it's because of that reasons. And I'm like, then I started having a different perspective. Today, I'm still doing the same music I'm doing. Nothing has changed. Now I'm even doing an Afro song. I'm doing an Afro album. I did a lot of songs. Then I said, okay, let me do a Bulgarian song, which is that song I did, That Obicham, after I left Virginia Record. Like I said, Virginia Record were very good to me. I had no problem with Virginia Records. I have no problem. Virginia Record was one of the huge opportunities I have in my life. Even to today, I'm still benefiting from it. And I'm very grateful for that. Like I said, we were supposed to push these narratives of me and Nevena. But it's just that Proud came, she started having too much ego.
That's one thing about singers. I feel like I'm not saying that it's not within the actors, but because acting is so, you cannot do it without the lightning.
Exactly.
Without the camera.
Yeah, but
without the person that is next to you.
Yeah,
you cannot do it alone.
No,
you cannot
can't.
act alone.
No.
So basically it's a kind of art that people can get proud, but at the same time you depend on the other person.
This is what the devil was doing. That was what devil was cast out of him, because that was what happened. And even while I was singing, while I was starting my music and singing in the choir, I understand that one of the things that can break you down as an artist is being proud. I know this from the very, very beginning. And I start fighting that thing. Actually, the recent things that happened between me, it's not, she was still young. I don't blame her for it. She was young and ignorant. This is the truth. Yeah. If it's now, it won't happen that way. She was young and ignorant. People, like I said, a lot of people instigate things and they tell you, before you know, you act on those words. And at the end of the day, what happened to you? You will see with time that you are wrong. But for me, I was already matured. So I understand. And I didn't act upon what people were saying. And I told myself, like you say, you don't say whatever it is what it is. So that was what really caused So because the things that we have was not working, so the narrative of pushing both of us
changed.
Then before I allow it to get more worse further, I just decided to back out and follow my own way of.
How was that for you? Like because I know that, you have some things that you have to take into consideration when you're signing with a agency or. Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like that gives you the freedom to not care about the technicalities, about, when, where, with whom. Yeah. So once you left, like, how is it for you? The difference from, having to organize everything yourself? Well,
when I left, I met one agency. After I left, I met one agency, and the agency was Showtime Agency, which I'm still working today with. So I went there and I told them, look, I'm free, because nobody wants to fuck with the big boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm free now. So they're okay. Then they started looking for gigs. Actually, to be honest, I really achieved a lot.
You did?
I did.
And not only as a foreigner.
No.
Not only as a foreigner, just in general. Like, when you... Like, I know so many people. I'm not saying I have as much friends as, as I know. Like, I know so many people. I'm not a friend with 90% of them.
Yeah.
But it's not because I know you that I'm saying this.
Yeah.
You're one of the few people that always just had their mind set on what they want to do and achieve.
Exactly.
And they were always kind and pure through the whole process.
Yeah.
So I'm not only inviting you today just because I know you, because I know other people, but
definitely
they're not here. I feel like you have a story to tell about how you can be humble enough to get through the whole thing of, getting to another country and then just finding yourself being one of the people that make good music in this country. Because we have to be honest, Bulgarian music nowadays, there are a few artists that do and create good music, but
you're not heard.
It's not heard. It's like 10% of the music that you can.
Now, let me just say this. Every Bulgarian will tell you they hate chalga. But when they're drunk, they love it. They start dancing to it, shaking. You see, they tell you this. They love music, like I said. They don't want to invest in it. They see what is happening now in Bulgaria in terms of musically. It has happened in Nigeria more than 20 years ago. When you're an artist in Bulgaria, they don't see you, they don't value you, they don't see you as somebody important. They see you like, it's not a job. It's not something. This is fact. At this present age in Bulgaria, as an artist, they don't value them. They feel that, okay, only footballers they value. But an artist, they don't, because they feel like, you're not serious. But maybe in the nearest future, just what is happening now, it has happened in Nigeria before. That now people want to be an artist. Everybody wants to be an artist. But even in the musical term here, it's difficult because people can sing. Some of them have good songs, but they refuse to play their songs on TV, on radios.
Yeah.
Just because they don't want them to be heard.
Yeah. There's so many of them.
It's a kind of monopoly game. It's a small country. But I've seen many Bulgarian artists, solo artists. They're good. Their songs are good. But they will not push this narrative to the public. They rather push the narrative of somebody, a young girl, who's trying to be half naked and tell a grown-up person how to have fun, how to enjoy life. If you are old enough, you should know how to enjoy life more than a 15-year-old girl or a 12-year-old boy to teach you how to have fun. But no, the narrative they pass is like they bring a girl, put her half naked, nowadays they wear pants and their ass is almost out. And they put them on TV and they dance and they tell you, oh, grandfather, David, and you start doing, what kind of information are they spreading? I've lived here long enough to see these things. And I wish, and I hope it will change. I'm an artist. Even in my music, I still try to be modest. In my music. Music is a crazy in business. It's a business. You understand?
Yeah.
It's something it's a deal of the devil. We all know this. But I feel they should still try more to encourage the other good part, because they're all human beings. People are trying to be positive and you are pushing them down, and you're creating the negative narrative. You are pushing the negative narrative up. How do you expect the society to react? This is why a young child of 12 years old will be sleeping in the park, doing all sorts of nonsense, drinking, smoking, as not even up to 18 years old. Yeah. Why do you think they do that? Because of the things they see. The narrative that the society pushes to them on TV and the radio.
Oh, it's easier for the society to be dumb. Then it can be controlled.
It can be controlled, but the thing is that this is my appeal. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I can be very explicit in my music. But because of my training, my upbringing, there's certain kind of level I will want my music to be. There's a certain kind of level I will still try to contain, to stand out.
Yeah.
Just to pass the narrative. I'd rather be the part that passes the positive narrative than the negative narrative. Because tomorrow, internet never forgets. They will remind you someday, 20 years, 50 years ago, when you are not fighting against those things, they will remind you that, hey, you were the one instigating, now you are, then your mouth is sealed. So be careful of what you put. Because tomorrow, these same young girls that are showing her ass will be a mother someday, tomorrow. Then the doctor will still be doing more worse than that. What are you going to say? What kind of advice are you going to give to the child? So this is it.
So how did you, because I've seen so many videos of yours where you sing at weddings. That one is like I feel like that one is like a whole new chapter that started with your career and just life in general.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel?
Like, singing in wedding is almost similar to kind of gospel, just in a kind of different way, because I am more of a soul singer. I am built originally as a soul artist. But I can't just be doing only a soul music. I have to do all kind of music because that's what makes you an artist. So singing in wedding is an event, to make two people special, make them sing and they're happy. And I love to see people happy. And when you do this, you see people dancing and having fun and other things. It's part of my routine as an artist. They invite me and I go and I make the event. I've been singing in Bulgaria, different weddings. I even love singing in weddings more than in the club.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I'm asking.
I used to sing in the club, but I choose to back out a little bit. But I'm not going to give my reasons why.
You don't.
Because I know exactly what I'm saying. But I'm ready to work. You can call me for party, weddings, whatever, club. I will be there. If there's a party, no problem.
Not 40 level
anymore,
right?
Not 40. No, come on, not 40
not
50.
Level.
No, not 50 level, not 40 level. And now, I'm doing more. I'm doing Afro music now.
So what's coming up? Yeah, what's coming up in your career right now?
Definitely, what is coming up in my career now is the very first time I'm making an Afro album. I've not before. I've been doing other kind of songs, and I found that the Afro music is my culture, where I come from. It is my roots. So I'm like, and also Afro music is one of the genre of music which the world has come to embrace.
Even right now.
It's
the most popular
and
one.
it is something that even in the next 10 years, people will still be playing, because why? Africa is full with a lot of inspiring things that the world still haven't seen yet. So they've been doing reggae, other part of things. Now it is time for Afro. So I found like, why don't I do it? Because it's also part of my culture. It's who I am. So let me bring this part of Afro to the Western part also and see. And only on positive vibe, having good energy and enjoy yourself. So I had the Afro album, and now I just had a video of one of the Afro songs in Varna again, because I went there. Yes.
I know that very well.
I went there and I did a song. The title of the song is Feelings. It's like this kind of feelings, I've not seen it before. It's just like having a good energy, like kind of feeling that you've not seen it, you're happy and you're having a good vibe, having fun with friends, and in the summer and in the pool.
When is it going to be out?
Well, honestly speaking, I'm almost ready because the video now is actually finished this week. So probably before the middle of August, it's going to be out.
So it means because we're going to start posting by September. So that means the song at this point, when people will be watching this, would be out.
Oh my God.
But it doesn't matter because I heard that you are about to release an album, no?
Yes.
Like a whole album.
It's the whole album. It's more than, I think about 6, 7 songs. No, 8. Probably 8 songs.
When?
Like I said, okay, maybe I will try to push it more like maybe the second week of August.
Okay. So very soon.
Yeah.
Within the next...
In a few weeks, I'll push it out.
So by this time, when you're watching this, the album will be out.
Definitely.
And I cannot wait to hear it.
Yeah, the title is Feelings. This kind of feelings I never feel them before. You want me pass a call. Because of you I did for. This kind of feelings. All right, I don't want to sing. But this is the vibe. Afro music is amazing. Please, Bulgarian, listen to Afro music. It is fun. It's the same culture like Nigeria, Bulgaria. Moletise, sluše. So this is it.
No. We've not finished yet because I just want to go back to the first time I listened to you sing, basically.
Yeah.
Because the first song that I heard you sing is Okereke.
Yeah.
And that one, even me, that I'm Nigerian, Bulgarian, both, that one hit home.
You know why? I will explain this. That song also talks about me. I heard the song and I said, I want to know the meaning. First of all, I asked for the meaning of the song and understand that the meaning of the song speaks about also me. I'm a foreigner, far from home, and I'm here. So this gives the narratives of the idea of the emotions that I have. So I put it myself. So when I'm singing that song, I don't sing it because I'm trying to impress anybody. I sing it because I see myself in the same song. So this is what I do. And as an artist, like I said, I have to visualize myself in every word I'm saying. Because when I close my eyes, I'm singing. I see the words as pictures in my eyes. Nobody else sees it. Only me sees it. That is why it's a vision. No, I see it alone. So this song is one of the best songs in Bulgaria that I come to love. There are other ones that are better, but I'm still trying also. There's another one that I heard now that I like. I used to say, I don't know the words. Like it's like, I don't know the words, but I just, yeah, that is just it. It's very nice. I like the tonation. I like so. I will learn the song sooner. Then I'll be using it on my event, probably.
There's one point in knowing you. Like, since I've known you, there's one thing. Because you remind me of my dad, but in a very, very good way.
Oh, my God.
Because my dad was not, he had his things as a human being. But one thing that I was kind of proud was that when he was in Bulgaria, of course, times were different. But when he was in Bulgaria, he came here to study at VIAS, architecture, building construction, all that. But he also had this philosophy of go to another country, not only learn the language, learn the culture.
Exactly.
Get to know people. Because, yes, of course, there are bad people everywhere.
It's
but
everywhere.
At some point in your life, you're going to use every knowledge that you have, the language, the culture, everything that you know.
That's what makes you, you.
And you cannot go to another country and not at least try. Try your best. You might not, it's a hard language. Bulgarian is a hard language. We don't have to lie to ourselves and,
Yeah, Bulgarian is a hard language. We all know that. We all know it's a hard language. The thing is that, first of all, you are not accepted. So you need first to be much more positive to push in this narrative. Because first, like I said, it's hard. I choose to be on the positive side rather than to be on the negative. It is very easy to be negative. You understand? It is more difficult to be positive. Even while you are bleeding, you are crying, you're still telling people, oh, everything's going to be all right. This is lie. But it's not lie. It is called faith. Because I see that it's going to be better. Like now, even with the terms of the way music are in Bulgaria now, when I just said something about the narrative that the young ones are passing and, I see this. What is happening now has happened in Nigeria more than 20 years to 15 years ago. What is 15 or 20 something years ago? But now everybody wants to be an artist. But now here, it is difficult. I see this. I try to fight it, but I can't. First, I'm a foreigner. I would love to fight, and I'm still in support of it. But what do you do? If I can't, there's somebody also coming before me that I don't know that will continue from this thing and start speaking. People are speaking, but not enough. You understand? So it's good to be on the positive side. The way they see artists like not a serious job. And if they have an event, you need an artist. For example, you're working in a company. If you want to make a party, why don't you do it yourself? Because everybody has their place in his life. Yeah. As an engineer, you have your job to do. As a programmer, you need to program your computer. It's the same thing that revolves everybody. Everybody completes everybody. No one is more important than any other person. Everybody is important. So they should start seeing artists as an important people. Because without them, you cannot be dancing. You cannot have a good event. You cannot bring people around and have fun. It's not possible. Everybody in this life dances to music, listens to music. Music is a universal language that everybody understands. So if you cannot come to understand, I believe with time it will. Now with the Schengen now, it will change, but it still need more time. Because Tukaima, Babiska, Diado, they still need to change with time. They will. Just like now, you are now here, the culture is getting a little bit with time. In the next 10 years, by the time they interact with different culture, mixed families, I think some of the narratives will change.
Yeah, they're already changing.
They're already changing, but still not enough.
Of course. But that one is a process.
Yeah, it's a process, like I said. It will take time. But I still choose to be on the positive side.
Of course.
Rather than to be the negative. So it is difficult to be positive. The Bulgarians, I love them. I'm here how many years? I'm here. It's almost more like my home. But still, they should try harder to make things, to encourage other people. Bulgarian songs are only playing in Bulgaria here. Yeah. Why don't they play? Now you listen to France. They play France music here. They play American music here. Why don't they play their own? First, promote your own music. Let your people love your own. Then collaborate with people outside. When they collaborate with outsiders, then people from outside will start listening to their people and listen to your song. This is how music grows. So I will say this to the either the minister of music here in Bulgaria, whatever. I cannot meet you. I don't know your name, but as a foreigner, if you will listen, it's a podcast. We could say anything you want to say. But what I'm saying is facts because I'm also in it. The thing is, try as much as possible to push Bulgarian music. Rather, and the artist that lives here in Bulgaria. Because with time, when you are feeding the people with this, they will start demanding more. Then the artists that are here working, they will start bringing more music. Then other people want to collaborate with them. And before you know, Bulgarian music will start spreading all around Europe. Then people abroad want to now start learning Bulgarian language. You see it? Now, what is Afro? Afro is like English, pidgin English. You don't understand most of my Afro language that I'm saying, but you're dancing with the music. Why? Yes, no. You see it? Because in those times when Nigeria were growing up, when they were playing American songs, the 50 Cent, the Drake, were playing all the songs. At a point, they now start building their own. Then they invited Drake, they invited all these American artists, they start listening to, playing. So now it now becomes African and American. So by then, it becomes bigger. Now people doesn't listen more on American music now. They listen more on Afrobeat. Why? Yeah. You see this now. Now Afrobeat is singing their own language. You don't know, they don't know, but they're dancing because it's good energy. So if they could do this, it's easy. The artists that are here, whether foreigners, I think I'm one of the, if I won't say, either I'm one or two of the foreign artists here in Bulgaria that are singing as a foreigner.
Yeah.
I think I have this guy who's his name Lexus, but I barely hear. I barely hear. He does more movies than singing now.
Yeah.
So it is just me. And who else again have I noticed? Me. I guess me. I'm the only black. Who does that? You think I don't face challenges? Of course I do.
I understand it very well.
It is hard.
I understand it.
If you are not extremely good at what you do, sorry for you. You see it?
I understand.
So they should try as much as possible to encourage this. Play Bulgarian music on TV, on radios. You play them. But they don't. Like I said, it is just an advice. It's not a problem if they choose to play. If they want the nearest future to become bigger, they should start thinking about this now.
Can I ask you to do 2 things before we finish up?
Well, I hope that 2 things is not going to cost me my life.
No.
Okay.
One thing is to maybe sing a little part of Okereke.
Oh my God, I do this.
That'll be good. I know you've forgotten the words and the melody, but just a little bit. It can be like 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
And the second thing is we have a tradition of leaving a message. Doesn't matter what kind of message. It can be one word or 3 words.
Okay, to
or
write
one
it.
sentence. Yeah, but that will be later on.
Okay. All right,
So
I think I can do that.
Okereke is
Okay.
first one.
How do I sing this song that time? Okay, it's like this. Sole praviš, moje čelo milo, što ni hora, što se hlap delilo, ti kači ovo čelivja, či fistraf, či tuk se me vidjalo, inocent, mene mnogo strave, mnogo mina, mones costana, na plečava você, da savana, maica da brigarna, da savana, maica da brigarna. I think that is all. Thank you.
Man.
Yeah, you see, it's always like that.
Yeah. I love this song. I love this song in your words.
Thank you.
would say.
Obicham vi Bulgaria, obicham vi Horata, obicham vi Sichkite. I love you guys. And Kazvam says Steven Achikor, Simtuka, Sim Polovin Bulgari.
You have to sign this before we end this.
Of course, I will sign it. And stay positive and be good. All right, I'm going to write one sentence.
You have to read it after that.
Okay, what am I going to write? I'm thinking one of my words that I used to say. This is what I wrote. I said, be consistent in what you do and never give up, but have faith. Be consistent in what you do and never give up, but have faith.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be hard. This is what people don't know. It's going to be very difficult. But have faith. Time will never fail. Time. So thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, guys. So next episode, I have no idea who we have in mind. Actually, I do, but I'll leave it as a surprise. It's an actress again. What a surprise. Please subscribe to
Please subscribe and share.
Subscribe, share, like, and just leave us some comments if you like us. If not, still leave the comment. It's fine.
They don't need to like. They don't need to like.
And enjoy yourselves.